Yeah, what's going down, baby? It is happening right here, right now. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's New Music and Business Thursdays with your boy Chaotic One and my co-host
Zilla. No, it's Zilla. Y'all know who it is. What's Platinum Boy Capo? You feel me?
Yeah.
OTG representative.
Let's get it, baby. Here we
Yeah.
go.
It's that time.
Yeah, man, we are in the building, baby. You know what it is. New Music and Business Thursdays, each and every Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I comes through with this guy right here on the digital dial, and we talk a lot of shit. We talk over crazy topics. You know, we got a lot of things that go down right here on this show. You know what I mean? So what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey man, I'm here.
You here?
Can't complain. It is what it is. It was what it was. It is how it could be. What's
What's going on
going
in
on
the
with
A,
you, man?
man? What's been going on down there?
Hot. Very, very hot. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
hot.
How hot?
It's it's cop hot. When you see them blue lights in the back, you just get real nervous. That's
Yeah.
that heat. That's that heat down here.
Oh, okay.
You heard me?
You
But
be
you know what it is. It's the dirty South.
you be feeling a certain way going outside and that shit.
Man, I go out there with the stuck face. That's how hot it is.
So I know they got some music festivals and shit coming up down
Oh
there,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I know I've
We
been hearing
got
about a couple of them.
Midtown coming up in a week. Another
Mm-hmm.
week. Yeah, Midtown Music Fest coming up in a week, and then we got the One Music Fest in the next month. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep, the 28th through the 29th.
Uh,
The One Music Fest.
what's the One Music Fest? Is that just like a big festival of artists that be performing and different shit like that?
Actually, it was how can I say? It was a runoff from Midtown Music Fest called the Midtown Music Fest that shut down for a few years. They just brought it back. I think
Mm-hmm.
last year was the first year.
Mm-hmm.
They had shut down. So somebody started the One Music Fest. And I
Okay.
thought it took Midtown Music Fest place, but it didn't, because Midtown Music Fest is this month.
So it's
So
still
yeah.
going down, basically.
Yeah. So we got two fests that come now.
Man, that's what's up.
Yeah, it's
So
going
yeah,
down. Yeah.
I'm planning on coming down there next month for the second
One
one you was talking
One
about.
Music Fest. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We got a lot, networking to do down here, man. It's going down. Janet
Hey, did
Jackson.
you hear? Hey, did you hear about Africa dropped the U.S. dollar?
No.
I don't think that they using some system called BRICS or some shit like that. We
Mm-hmm.
gotta dive a little bit more deeper into that detail over that. Because that's supposed to be wiping out the U.S. currency, the dollar currency, or some shit like that, and it's supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
something that's directly connected to the Feds or something. I gotta find out a little bit more
Mm.
about it, but yeah, we're gonna have to check it out. Hold on, let me share this. All right. But yeah, man, we gonna be joined by a special guest here shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Here very shortly. You know, I ain't gonna. I'm gonna pretty much let her introduce herself and everything. You know, that's kind of my tradition. I don't really like to uh, introduce them. I like to let them introduce themselves. You know, but yeah, we're gonna be joined by a special guest tonight. Is going to go down, and I had the pleasure of working with this young lady at her event that she had. I think it was the Friday before last, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I see you. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, so yeah, I had the pleasure of setting up at her event, but you know, just recently I was at the Hip Hop Barbecue this past Sunday.
Right. Right.
Uh and it was crazy, man. It was nice, man. It was a nice event, and it's threw on by my homegirl Nikki Love. Did the whole thing. You know, she does several different events, you know,
Mm-hmm.
big events and stuff like that. And she did that one, and man, it was really nice, bro. And I got to set up, really network with people, hand out a lot of flyers, business cards, you know, and different stuff like that, man. So it was a really nice venture outdoors, you know. So the thing is that we're gonna be hitting a lot more of those events. You know, we got a lot more events lined up that we're going to
Mm-hmm.
be doing and being that. So, you know, just basically setting an example on this KMHP digital radio platform. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just taking it there, man. You know, but you know how we do it, man. We're gonna jump into this song and then we're gonna get our guest in the building. So let me see what I got. Cause you know, Facebook, for some strange reason or another, seems to like to mute our damn show. Even though they can go right on on YouTube, on our YouTube channel
Right.
and watch it there as well. But it's still the whole point of, I think it's because of the music that we do play.
Mm-hmm.
If it's out on a platform already, then they have an issue. You know, it catches the algorithm. So it
Okay.
kind of fucks up everything a little bit. But let's see what we do tonight. I'm finna get it in right here with somebody that couldn't get it in. My boy OTG Oso. Brand new music. New Music Thursdays with Chaotic One and who?
Zilla.
What's up? Hey, yo, Ran, turn that up. Turn that up. Turn that up. Also, boy, baby, also. They said that I couldn't get it, no, so wouldn't made a key. Couldn't get a video, I shout out the high fees. I know a little goddess, I can bless her, I please. I ain't doing nothing extra, point A, point B. We lose a little nigga every day to the streets. We need therapy and paramedics in the streets. Instead, you see narcotics, heavy metal in the streets. No future, this my realest streets, so come alive and eat you. Unless you're the trap inside the trap, don't let it beat you. Don't wanna see my niggas up in on the shirt. If you forcing me to pull it, then I'm the bullet first. Don't put me in your drama, you ain't bring it to me first. Move closer till you switch up on you, be the worst. Big push. That shit gotta get it, put in work. Be low for all that time I made it hand-me-downs work. Push boom, I got it on me, I'll put him in the dirt. I just wanna see my mama in the coop and let it jerk. Tell my baby I'll take a bullet for you with no worries. It's like nigga got a bulletin boy for all the stories. I ain't coming back, that wasn't part of the plan. Shout out to my posse, told me get in how you live. Remember when a nigga got done up inside the rear, trying to catch a fade around 100 for a kid. It get crazy and crazy and crazy for real. Really wanna stay away and rail all of my kid. Put that baby care away, let's link and make a meal. If I get a funny vibe, I fade away like for real. I felt like a zombie, I kept fucking with them pills. Had to flushing down the toilet, wasn't fixed for real. Trying to keep a flow, but my depression really made me ill. Rolling out the whistle, I can take away the feeling. I'm losing at the same damn time, but I win it. I don't even know if I wanna stay alive or if I wanna go. I ran out of love, it's July, also dying slow. Gang, hold on to who here with me, still please don't let me go. Gang, hold on to that glizzy out here, you can lose your soul. Hey, if you ain't rocking with me, bro, please just leave me alone. We good trying to grow, hey, trying to grow. If you ain't out here, rocking with me, leave me alone. Think this shit is sweet, not near me though, me though. I got something bigger, yet they come in groups of four. Look good, baby, right now, don't know, want no walkie, no. Where they want to smoke, no quota. Everybody gonna die before it go, yeah. Oh, so.
Yeah, that right there is Platinum Boy's first artist, OTGO. So you call that joint couldn't get in, you know. A young man be snapping out, bruh.
Yeah.
He
If
be
you
snapping
are
out.
rocking with me, then we'll
Got
let
Sip in
me
the
know.
building. What's going down, bruh?
Going on, Sip?
What's going down with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, as I was saying, man, so yeah, we gotta, make those things work, man. And I will definitely be down there at what is it, the end of next month?
In next month, 28th, 29th.
Yeah. So we got a special guest in the building and she already here. We might as well join her in
Lock
and
her
get this
in.
thing in. What's up, Big Tank? Big
Big
Tank in the
thing.
building. We just recently added one of his joints in rotation on the station. So, congratulations to Big Tank. What's up with you, bruh? But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get our guest in here tonight. What's up?
Hey, how y'all doing?
All right. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's
Hey,
what's up.
KMHP Radio World.
Oh, for our people, we get a lot of playback on our shows, so go ahead and let the people know who you're, what's your name, and stuff like that. We'll start right there.
All right, I wear a couple of hats. I would be Nina No Cap from Meet the Shoe Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Nila Mish Couture for the fashion world.
Mm-hmm.
And Nina Big D, the self-published book writer.
Okay. So yeah, you got several hats. I know you own some real estate and shit too, don't
Okay, yes. Oh,
you?
yeah,
Yeah.
then I would be a nice professional. Danina Omer, the landlord.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, she rocks many hats. You see how many hats you. So do you are you familiar with her? You remember her, Zilla? She
I
was at the red and white party, and that's who in the
uh,
video I just made. Who you hugging? You
yeah,
folks
oh,
know
really?
that's her.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
He don't remember. Huh?
He was a little
Intoxicated.
tipsy that night.
How you doing?
I'm good. Look, I look little.
You look, you say you look little.
Okay.
So you got many hats,
Mhm.
and we see that right now. Okay, so the first hat I want to talk about is the fashion.
Okay.
Can you pronounce your clothing line again? Because I had this badass issue of murdering people's shit. Because when I first got it,
Mhm.
I said Nelly Mesh. I just
Right.
murdered it. And then I heard Do Nasty at the show
Uh-huh.
say it different. So I
Yeah.
was like, well, shit, let me get her to straight up tell us what it
Well,
is.
it's knee lime mish, right?
Nila
Knee
Mish.
line mesh.
And it stands for Danina, the end of my name.
Mm-hmm.
Nina Nee.
Uh-huh.
And then Elijah is my middle daughter, and
Okay.
Misha is my oldest daughter. And at the time, I have a little daughter, Jelena, but she wasn't
Lena.
born. She wasn't thought of when I thought of the name. The name came about when I was locked up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was doing fashion before I got locked up.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got locked up, I learned how to knit and crochet like ooh I'm sick with it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I started creating clothes when I was locked up, and while I was in the feds. I just came up with that, Nilamish.
Nila Mish. How long has that been established?
It's been legally established since 2008, but I thought of it in 2000, so it's been 23 years now.
Damn,
Mm,
damn, damn.
Yeah.
mm.
You
So,
got a question, Zilla?
yeah. So, what's the inspiration behind your clothing line?
Um, well, really, like it's therapeutic. I learned how to crochet and knit by being in prison. It was really long. I was sentenced to 10 years in 1998 due to the crack law, and I went to the feds. I was 23 at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I just was like, when I was in there, I was like, dang, I gotta come up with something to do, when I get out, because I couldn't go back to doing that, of course, and I really
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to anyway. But I couldn't get out and do the same thing that landed me to 10 years. So I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, God help me. Come up with something that can make me some money when I get home, because it made me a lot of money when I was in prison. I would make the girls outfits for them when they left the prison.
Mm-hmm.
Made like a lot of I started off with stuffed animals and baby blankets,
Mm,
and then I converted into purses, hats, shoes, clothes. I just expanded into everything. And of course, I can't do it all myself. So it's really, that is like a craft that's really customized, because you'll see a lot of it out, but
mhm,
it's really, really time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get a piece that's crocheted or knit, like you got to really cherish it, because it would never ever go out of style.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was at the fashion show, and I was checking out your line. Now, is it strictly catered towards women, or do you do men stuff as well? Like
No,
what?
I do men's. Like my first sweater I made in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
My first men's sweater that I made my homeboy one, and I learned how to put letters into it. And so he was a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Actually, he was too big, and it looked like a dress on him. But somehow he got it to make it work for him, and he wore it right. It said his name on it, and it was Bebe, and it and I put put it on like one on top of each other.
Mm-hmm.
But really, it was just big enough for me to just do one line. But I didn't know how at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Then I made another sweater for my kid's dad, and he wore it. He said every single time he wore it, he had to wear it when it was really cold outside, because it was hot. It was like wool.
Okay.
mhm.
But everywhere he went, white people, black people, everybody just was like asking, Where'd you get that from? Who did that?" He was like, "Man, you could really make some money."
Right.
Dudes often, dudes want me to make a line more than, I mean, the women do too, but the dudes like want me to make like one of a kind sweaters. Like I often get requests for that. I haven't
Mm-hmm.
sat in the house and did it yet, because nobody ain't seriously, gave me the money for it, but they do often ask for
Right. Right.
Mhm.
So we got
Ah,
some people in the building. My boy Sippy Zone said, "Okay, landlord."
mm-mm.
Hey,
Your landlord. Frank Collier said, "What's up, niece?"
hey.
So I guess that's your uncle, or well, Mr. Stomp House Records, Vegas in the
Mhm.
building.
Yeah.
But so what's like with with your line?
Mhm.
What's some of the biggest accomplishments that you have had to date, as far as with your clothing line?
Um, I actually, uh, well, okay, I could say when I was in college, I graduated from MCTC for fashion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I one of the teachers that taught me how to sew was pressing me to I did a fashion show there. They enjoyed my line and, like, my creativity, and she kept pressuring me to um take my stuff down to Miami
Mhm.
to ask the boutiques there to, you know, give me an opportunity to create and, you know, sell there. But you see all of the things that I do, I haven't actually, you know, took the opportunity to try to create a line because every time I do the research on somebody helping me
Mhm.
Mhm.
to develop what I, you know, what I make, I can't find it. Like I would like to, you know, put my stuff in maybe a store or two, you know, create up probably like 100 pieces or something to do like samples to
Yeah.
space to get it out there. But you know, you need a you need a lot of help. So, you know, maybe somebody will see this interview and invest in me to do so. I was offered just recently this summer. I have an interview coming out on my podcast with the designer and creator behind Prince Purple Rain movie.
Mhm.
Mhm.
He did Prince, he did Apollonia, um, Vanity. You know, he created the costumes and the clothing for the Purple Rain movie.
For the whole movie.
Mhm.
Yep, and by that, you know, coming up as its anniversary, I did get offered to do a line when they, you know, revamped the celebration of the Purple Rain movie. So
Mhm.
hopefully you will see like a big like see how big my vision will be with that. So
You
I
got a
hope
question, Zilla?
that happens. I hope it
Yeah.
really happens. I mean, I
I,
was offered
I
the
hope that I hope that manifests for you too.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So tell me, what is your biggest accomplishment in making clothes? Like, who have you did anything for? Like any big names that we should know?
No,
Anybody?
I actually haven't. just
What
just
about
just a lot of friends, just a lot of
okay.
family members, you know, people. No, nobody has. I maybe because I don't. I do a lot of stuff for me to wear,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and I've done. I say since I've been home, this is like maybe my fifth time doing a fashion show, right?
Mhm.
And so maybe, you know, as I make things, you know, you guys are look pressure me. Maybe I should make some things to send to some celebrities. I actually when I first got out free from 106 in Park,
Mm-hmm.
I sent her something, but it never landed in the hands of her. I don't know if it did. It probably just went to the BET, but she never said anything about it. I never seen her wear, but I actually made her like a summer tank top with her zodiac sign on it.
Mm.
Mhm. Oh, okay.
Mm.
So
Dope. Sounds dope.
um I just never seen her, you know, she never wore it or whatever. So I don't know. That was only, and maybe I got discouraged from that now that I'm thinking about it.
Mhm. So
But
that was going to kind of be my kind of somewhat next question is how do you stay motivated and inspired with, being that the fashion industry is so big and extravagant and a lot of people are into it. What keeps you motivated to keep going and doing it?
cuz I know it's unique. I know that every time I develop something, nobody's done it. They haven't seen it. Um that inspires me to do it. The only problem for me is I have to pay the bills. So, you know, I do so many other things to get ahead that I'm not able to sit down and actually create, you know, what my real passion is. So
Mhm.
that's kind of discouraging, but I'm encouraged to know, like, I'm like, well, dang, it's gonna happen at some moment, you know, some moment, you know, $1 million gonna fall out the sky. And I'll be able to stop and create for about 90 days, and boom, I'll get some samples and, you know, get them duplicated and things like that. But I mean, I don't know. I just be motivated by me wearing it, you know.
Yeah.
Literally everything that you pretty much making right now, you hand sew it and put it together and put in that work. So
Yeah,
that makes more sense on why when you do go and do something for somebody, you want them to be serious about spending that money with you, because
Right.
you don't want to just be making shit and then they don't pay for it or
right.
get it. So I get that. That makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
Yeah.
yeah. It's very time consuming. Like I say, an outfit. If I was just gonna work on an outfit, an outfit would take maybe I do like maybe 5 hours one day, 5 hours the next, and then it'll be complete depending on what it is that I'm creating, right?
Hmm.
So I say an outfit. Now it just depends on where I'm going with it. If it's something that a woman or a man, doesn't want to see a see through. Let's say I'm crocheting something. If I crochet something, I crochet a sweater. That's gonna take a long time
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
depending on which stitch that I use, you don't want to see through it, right?
Right.
And then if it's knit takes way longer than crochet.
Hmm.
Mm.
So yeah, it's just the timing of it. But I mean, if I had help or I had a way that I could get it duplicate, then get it manufactured, I could. Now if I'm sewing, that's different. I
Hmm.
could I could create a sample and I could get that done, right? But if
Hmm.
I'm knitting and crocheting, I don't know of any knit and crochet manufacturers that would could duplicate it. I see it like in maybe Fashion Nova or those kind of places, or Sheen or whatever. I see it in those places, but I mean, look at they're billion dollar companies, so they can
Right.
go
Hmm.
these and get all these sweatshops and things like that to
To
develop
do
the
it.
products for them. So
Right. So it's basically more like if you had more manufacturing involved.
yeah.
So you got a question, Zilla?
No, you go ahead.
So I tried my hand like many many years ago
Hmm.
diving into fashion, right? And
Okay.
the thing that they was teaching us was they had us putting, like, they had these pattern things, and we
Mhm.
would pin them
Yep.
to the fabric and cut it out.
Yep.
Is that kind of how you do it, or do you strictly freestyle off your head on what you want to do and how you design
So now that I know how to sew, when I started off, that's exactly how I learned too. I learned how to create a pattern. I learned how to take a mock up,
it?
right,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
Hmm.
put it on the fabric, cut it out, cut the pattern out, and then pin everything up and sew it, right.
Hmm.
But now that I know how to sew, I'll take a shirt pattern, a dress pattern, and whatever I'm thinking in my mind, I'll cut it out, but that's not what it's gonna be.
Okay.
I'll start pinning it on the dress form and cutting it or pinning it the way that I want it to, and then sewing it together and creating a style that I want it to be or do, right? Add another fabric into it that's not even a pattern. I just might make a piece and then make it fit,
Hmm.
into pants, skirt, shirt, whatever. Like a lot of the times, I'm gonna give you what honestly happened with the party that you just was at. I wasn't even all the way done. I was like halfway done. So when I got there, I was like, I just thought real quick. I had t-shirts.
Hmm.
Cut the t-shirts up, cut the leggings up. That was one outfit. Then another outfit, I had a dress that, like, a lot of stuff will be I'll have in the house and it'll be halfway done.
Hmm.
And then I'll have time. I was in a hurry that day, but I'll have time to actually, put things together just off of the top of my head. So it just depends, I guess. If I'm making something for somebody else, you have to spend the time. I will spend the time to put things together. Someone spending their money and
Right.
putting money on it. Fashion shows, it's a lot of behind the scene things that, buttons are popped off, zippers ain't working, all kind of stuff.
Right.
Crazy stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, so and then I'm just a one man band, so I'm
Man, trust me, I know the pressures of being a one man army. Trying to run a conglomerate it gets crazy at times. So I
Yeah.
definitely know the feeling of how you feel with that one.
yeah.
Go ahead, Zilla.
All right. Uh, you said you was an author.
I am.
So, what kind of book that you got floating around
Um
though?
it's a fiction book
Okay.
called The Hood Makes Fresh Water. It's actually here on
You said
Amazon.
the hood makes fresh water.
The Hood
I
Fresh Water,
like that.
Amazon. Here it go, right here.
I like that.
Yeah, scoot it over a little bit. Yeah, bring it in front of your ear.
Yeah.
Pull it up a little bit. Yeah, so they can see it. That's
Okay.
dope. Okay.
Yeah.
Who
All
makes
right.
fresh water? That's
Okay.
nice.
What is it about?
So it's about sexual abuse and racism, right?
Mm,
And it's
Hmm.
for girls, four different backgrounds, grow up in Minnesota. And that's what they deal, sexual abuse and racism in high school.
mm-hmm.
It's the crew of girls, telling their story about how it is, growing up in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And the stereotypes of the, especially right now, of, and that's crazy. This was made in when did I make this? I believe 2004.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Um of the black woman, how tough and hard it is, even being, depending on your surroundings, you're still, not a guarantee that, you're going to be understood.
Right.
So just four girls growing up
So
in.
did you write that from your own aspect, or you were actually talked to four girls and got their stories?
No, I just fictitiously wrote
Okay, yeah, that's dope.
about some things that I seen, growing up.
Hmm.
Uh, I was actually in the hole. I had went to the hole um for uh just being accused of doing something that I didn't do when I was, locked up. I was in there for 44 days and
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
utilized my time, and that was a story that came out those 44 days, and it was complete. I wrote the whole entire book in 44 days.
Mm.
Mm. Wow. Is that's the only one you got
Yeah,
that you've done so far?
that's the only one that I got right now, but it's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta definitely
Okay.
send me that info. I'm gonna
Yeah.
create some shorts and stuff like that, and
Definitely want
then
to read
push it
that.
out there, and help get
Yeah.
some promotion on for you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Zilla.
Yeah. I would definitely would love to read that. Actually, probably want to, read to my daughters now. Some stuff that you can probably look out for. Some
Yeah, I
signs.
actually have it at I was in the Minnesota Public Library when I this was when I first got home. See, I had
Hmm.
help at that time. I had this organization helping me at the time
Hmm.
push the book, but they're not around anymore. So, it's hard. It's hard to, really get out there. At that time, this was in 2009.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the public library here. I was actually Google gave me top 10 Black Book of Soul 2009
Mm-hmm.
for The Hood Makes Fresh Water. So hey, I got one
Hmm.
accolade. I just thought about
That's what's up. That's
that.
dope.
Yeah, that's dope.
2009, I was Black Book of Soul back then. So and my oldest daughter, and people often tell me like, you need to re-push that book and bring
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
second piece, because I partially have the sequel to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But and I have a lot of other titles. At least five more titles to different books that I'm in the process of creating. I guess that's, my passion is fashion and writing. So
And that's the crazy part, because I was just literally finna ask you which one, if they came to you and said right now you can only choose one, but you're gonna be successful as hell at it. which one would you choose, fashion or writing?
Honestly, I don't know if I can pick. I don't I could pick because writing I love to talk when it
Hmm.
comes to helping somebody or healing somebody, right? Just having a conversation of changing their mind of a bad decision or any kind of negativity.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I guess I developed that, just as a child, being the only child from my mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um I would say fashion is like really, really deep into me, but I don't get to really do it um because of what's going on, right? So that's what I'm saying. I can't really pick which one. I love them both.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
So I'll do half the day. Most people work anywhere from 8 to 16 hours. Me, it would be probably more or less 16 hours that I work. So I would love to do 8 hours of writing and 8 hours of fashion. I would love to. That would be my perfect,
Mhm. Yeah.
get, you
Yeah.
do my income, pay my bills for 6 months, and then boom, I would, a whole bunch good would come out. And, doing half and half writing and fashion. So.
You got a question, Zilla?
Yeah. All right. Real estate. What got you into that?
Okay, so before I got locked up, um, I got into real estate because my parents, my mom and my stepdad, they had just started. Well, my stepdad, he's been in it forever, and
Hmm.
got with him, when I was younger, when I was a teenager, and so I got in it technically because of him. He explained the game and how the situation, how you buy a home, you get a profit, by having renters back then. Before I was when I was 20 years old. So when I got home,
Hmm.
I was like, wow. I was hearing a lot about real estate when I was locked up because by being federal prison, there was a lot of rich women there, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of millionaires there, and I would hear a lot of women all over the world talk about, yeah, I own a home over here, yeah, I own a island over here, I own a land because where I was in there with so many different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And so they was just saying, the thing back then, even when I got home, '06. So it's like, you better, get out and get you some real estate. You get you some money. And I had already had tapped in with the real estate before I went to prison,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't look at it like that. I wasn't
Hmm.
profiting off of it because I was living in it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right. So then by the time I got home, I was just like, okay, so I'm gonna go hard at work and I'm gonna work two jobs. My first for 2 years, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
worked real hard, got me 2 years of taxes, boom, got my first property. Then I started learning the real hardcore lessons of a landlord because I started getting, you get these tenants that if they don't want to pay their rent, they tear your house up too.
Yeah.
So I had a lot
Oh,
of that. I learned early on, don't rent to no friends or family. Sorry.
wow.
Sorry, but not.
Yeah.
I bet they probably want the most like free rent or
Hmm.
I'm gonna be late
Everything.
or and you supposed to
Hmm.
understand.
Yeah. And it's
No.
like this. All of us have to pay rent, but for some reason when your friends and your family look at you, they'll go pay, you know, the white people, you know what I'm saying, with no problem.
Hmm.
Right? But when it comes to us, I don't know if it's just our culture or what, but when it comes to us, it's like you think that you deserve to catch a break just because we're family or friends, and that's not
Right.
true. Like anytime that I'm involved in anything, I don't want a break. If I
Right.
break, I'll tell you, but I don't want a break. I don't want a deal. I don't want you giving me a discount. Like I just internally, I just don't. So I had learned early on when I first started out. Somebody was living in my house. She was the girl come
Mm-hmm.
to rent from me. She was upset because she couldn't pay her rent.
Mm-hmm.
So she had like too many people living in the house. The house was not even a big old house, right? It was a 2 bedroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
The house wasn't the house wasn't big enough. It was actually a 2 bedroom, and then in the basement there was an extra bedroom that you could, but it wasn't big enough for nobody to be living in it. So um she said that she only had two on there. Long story short, she didn't pay her rent. She got mad. I evicted her. She turned the water on.
Wow.
What?
She turned look, he's like, what? She turned this girl, turned the water on, y'all. And the water was running for 3 days. I get a call from the police saying to get over here. Your house is destroyed. So imagine running water for 3 days. Nobody, the neighborhood don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
The mailman came and was putting mail in the mailbox, and it was wet. It was like water seeping out the front door.
Uh-huh.
This was in the winter. So yeah,
Wow.
thank God for me.
Wow.
She helped me though. She thought she was hurting me. She helped me because of course I had insurance, and I was able to remodel the whole house, get it all back running after like 5 months.
Mm.
And that just told me, and that was she was referred through someone,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Wow.
That at the time was family, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And yeah, it was just a big old mess.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned from that situation that I can't deal with no family or friends. Like
Right. Right.
Yeah.
if you gonna
Yeah.
respect somebody that you're not related to when it comes to real estate. So my advice to anybody out there that's getting into the property and doing real estate, don't deal with no family and friends. Also, don't do business with no one that you have an emotional connection to.
Right. Man. Say that
Hey,
again. Say
yeah,
that again for the people in the back.
yeah. Don't do business with real estate in a relationship. I don't suggest that. I just don't. It always turns out bad. It's horrible, and
It
Mm-hmm.
it
does.
because
Right.
you're not respecting, each other's opinion. Somebody wants more than the next. It's just a big mess. So if you
Mm-hmm.
want to keep good relationships, don't do real estate. Do real estate with, you know, maybe a friend, because then maybe you'll come with I guess you could probably weed out problems a little bit easier. But
Yeah.
I've had some bad experience with real estate and relationships and real estate and friends or family renting from me.
Wow.
Like,
You into the Airbnb game too, right?
yeah. Now with the Airbnb in Minnesota, um, it wasn't for me. The opportunity was not plentiful.
Mm-hmm.
It was a get by. Like if you have, okay, say for instance you have you just can't seem to get somebody to stay in this place or space that you're owning.
Mm-hmm.
And don't depend on your Airbnb to be rented out for the full 30 days. Now, I did find some tricks and ways for later when I do another Airbnb. Um, is that if you set your number for what your mortgage is, um, let's say for instance you have a mortgage that's $3,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for $3,000, you're gonna have to charge like $150 a night, right? To see some profit.
Right.
Right.
But if you get you a mortgage that's $2,000 and you charge $100 or $120 a night, right? Then anybody could see that's where your profit would be for those full 30 days. But how do you strategically um market yourself to where you're full 100%?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. You're not full 100%. The only time you're full 100% is if you have a lease. Well, you can't charge no $3,000 a month,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Unless your space is that big, then you get into, this
Mhm.
Minnesota. It's not it's not like swimming pools and sunny and all these different jacuzzi. Now you got all those perks. Like Airbnb gets real intense with, oh, your Wi-Fi didn't work. Just the stupidest complaints. Like, I can control Wi-Fi. I'm paying the bill.
Mm-hmm.
If it goes, spot goes out, ain't nothing I can do. I mean, we all know that. Just think of when we're driving down the street, we're trying to talk on the phone, and we got the phone on speaker while we're driving. If you hit a certain spot in certain sides of the time,
Yeah.
you can't hear. So then I would get those kind of complaints with the Airbnb. Oh, uh, the bed got plastic on it. Well, the bed got plastic on it because people bring bed bugs. Oh, it
Right.
was making noise. My pillow and my bed was making noise, and it has plastic on it. It's like those type of reviews will make your Airbnb go down. People will lie and say that the dishes weren't clean. Um,
Wow.
the dishes is clean. Like,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
if they don't like you or you didn't accommodate them in some kind of way, it's like
Yeah.
you're in a people pleasing business. And it was real, 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 real annoying just to even deal with it. Cause it's like, are they really sending this email because of this? And so you're on the other end of the email snapping. You can't snap. You got to be real light, real kid like with it to
Right.
deal with just the pettiness of Airbnb. Now that's the bad side of it. Of course, the good side of it is, oh, I made thousands of dollars. No, that was not my story.
Wow.
For the 10 months that I dealt with it, it was
Mm-hmm.
like it
Yeah.
wasn't it was cool when it was full, but it never was full for a full 30 days. So it's like I'm like, dang, I keep trying to I'm
Yeah, I
like,
was gonna say turn your camera so we can see you.
yeah, I'm like, dang, why is this not, happening for me the way that I was hearing about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it was not going down. So, I mean, it's in Minnesota. Like I said, it was in a very good area. I would get good reviews. I had
Mhm.
good reviews for like 4 or 5 months. And
Mhm.
then all of a sudden, when the summertime came, they were complaining of just like the minorest things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Airbnb, I'm not gonna tell nobody not to do it. I am gonna do it again, but had to take a break from it.
That might be a good book to write. The nightmares of
Oh yeah,
doing
Airbnb.
Airbnb.
I have a lot of stories. I have a lot of footage. I have a lot of information about the downside of it, right? Like,
Mhm.
don't go into this, oh yeah, I'm gonna get me 10 Airbnb. All the rental information that I have from being a landlord, I've been a landlord 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I got some stories, man, that I got some downs, some do's, some don'ts, all of that. Like, I really have like some information that I'm putting out probably before the end of the year on the downside of it, cuz
Yeah.
you got to know it.
Because
People.
we always hear, you always hear the stories of, oh, hey, you getting the Airbnb and you do this and you do that and it's gonna be
Mhm.
this and it's gonna be that. But you don't never really hear too many people tell you the downside to what you're getting into. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
and if you don't know your research, then you can have nightmares like what you've experienced doing it. You know what I mean? So to be able to experience that and then turn around and write about it and tell other people is very informative. So I
Yes.
would think I would write that shit out if I was you, just to let
Yeah.
them know,
Mhm.
because I have heard the stories of the Airbnbs, and you hear the good stories. That's all you hear is,
Yeah.
oh man, if you get into it, you can do this and do that. But see, they don't give you the, hey, but if you're in Minnesota, it's cold 80% of the time. So you got to adjust to that. You got to do this. You got to do that. It's not going to be the same market as Miami or here or there. So
Mhm.
yeah, you got to have the downside to that so people can experience that or avoid it. Because
Yeah.
I'd be the type of person that would read your book and see the downside and
Mhm.
maybe save myself some money from doing it,
Yes.
you
Oh,
know.
definitely. Like I would
Right.
definitely. That's what I'm gonna do.
Monday.
I'm not. I haven't yet, but I have. All my pictures, all my videos. That I'm gonna put together. I found this site that helps people. Well, people probably know about it. The Fiverr
Okay,
site
yeah,
that
five,
helps
yeah.
people, with whatever you want to do, computer wise, and to help you along the way to develop things like that. So yeah, I'm
Right.
definitely putting that out soon.
Yeah, definitely. So before we get you up, before you go, why
Mhm.
don't you go ahead and tell the people where they can find you and stuff like that, where they can follow you at and stay intrigued, because I'm quite sure that some people are gonna watch this is gonna be inspired by either field of what you into, and they might want to connect with you and talk some business with you. So go ahead and let the people know where they can find you, follow you, and all that good stuff.
Okay, so I am on Instagram, Nilamish041. And I am on YouTube at Meet the Shoe Podcast. And either one will show what I'm gonna do next as far as the real estate. So those two places, that's where I'm, actively at. I'm on Facebook. Facebook, I don't suggest people, find me on Facebook because Facebook is for family. So that's
Yeah,
that's how I look
Mhm.
at it. If
yeah.
I'm on Facebook, what I really put, and now I hate that they put them together, Facebook and
Right.
Instagram.
Instagram, yeah, they owned by the same people now.
Usually when I if it's something that's just for family, I just, put it on my story. I'm on my story more than I'm, on my page on Facebook, but Instagram, yep. I'm on there, Nilamish041.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely going to stay in tune with you, man. And I wanted to briefly ask you before you go,
Mhm.
your podcast, what is it about?
Prison politics and entertainment.
Okay.
So more lately, we try to discuss, the current events of what's going on in the world and entertainment. We cover that a lot more than most. There's not a lot of information as far as prison goes. Anything new
Mhm.
that comes up in the prison system, we definitely try to stay afloat because that's where me and my co-host did 6 years state prison. I did 10 years fed prison. So
Okay.
that's uh the idea of our podcast, because we grew up together and we both experienced on two different levels, her in the state, me in the feds.
Okay.
That's how we came up with the idea of Meet the Shoe. And
Okay.
of course it
Meet the
was
shoe.
called
That's the name of the
um
podcast.
yeah, that's the name of the podcast, is Meet the Shoe. I made that up while I was in the shoe when I wrote The Hood Makes Fresh Water.
As
I was
a as
all over the place with that, wasn't I?
as a shoe as in shoe. S H
SHU.
O H
SHU. Yeah.
HSHU. Okay.
Yeah,
Meet the
SH.
shoe.
And
I'm gonna
you will
watch that.
see it'll say Meet the Shoe Shackled History Unleashed.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right. So yeah, man, we appreciate you for stopping through, telling your story. It seems definitely that we could get a little bit more in depth, you know what I mean? But I don't like to hold people up because y'all be so
Shaq.
busy. I know I be busy as well. So but we definitely wanted to get you on here, and I
mhm.
wanted to also let you know that any events that you got coming up, definitely get with us, man, so we can help promote and do different stuff like that, man. And any aspect that I can try to help bring awareness to your movement, I definitely would love to do that. So,
I, I
make
have I have one question for you guys. Well, first I want to
Mhm.
say I thank you gentlemen for inviting me on your show.
thank you.
All right.
I really appreciate and like what you guys do.
Thank you.
And you guys bring great awareness to local artists. I just want to give y'all flowers while I'm on y'all show.
Thank
Thank you.
you. I
A
appreciate
lot
it.
of times people don't say what they're doing, but I do like, you guys' videos are always clear, and you guys try to showcase and give each artist an opportunity to shine on y'all's platform. I think that's a great thing from Atlanta, right? That's
Right. Yeah.
right, from Atlanta to
Yeah. I'm from
Minnesota. No,
A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that, and I'm gonna manifest that you guys are gonna get huge and get the artists that you need to get on your show to broaden
Yeah.
and take you in some doors that's gonna create some wealth for you. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
Thank
that
you.
on y'all show for you
Thank you.
black men to
Thank you.
continue on y'all's journey and really excel. You guys deserve it. My question is, if you too had the opportunity to interview um a artist
Hmm.
from both of y'all, who would be who is you guys's ideal artist to interview, and what would be the golden question, I would say, to where you'll get that clip back and say, well, they they was on your your radio show and they
Hmm.
show you interviewing that person. What would it be? So both of y'all tell me.
Um, I think so do they have to be alive? They dead or alive?
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive? So
Hmm.
I think that the person that I probably would want to interview the most right now would
Hmm.
be Tupac.
Okay.
Tupac, I would interview Tupac just because of the legacy that he has created.
Hmm.
There's so many questions I would want to ask from an aspect of things that we didn't know. Because they when we hear stories about Tupac, it's always everything that we know, but there's so many things and so many questions that we could ask him of stuff that people don't know about him. So if I had my chance to do it, it would be with Tupac.
Okay.
What
Okay.
about you, Zilla?
Oh man, that would
You look a
sound
little
good.
stuck right now.
I would say I would want to interview Jeezy,
Okay.
Gee,
young
okay.
And
Jeezy.
what would be
Yeah.
the question that you would ask Jeezy?
Uh, One is the beef between him and Gucci.
Okay.
Because I was down here when that actual kicked off. The
Okay.
whole I could tell you the whole thing from front to back. What they went through, why it happened, and stuff like that.
Okay.
But just to see his growth over that incident that got somebody killed,
Right.
Mhm.
Hmm.
how he could just bounce back off that and become the man that he is now. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because he was heavily in the streets of
Okay.
Atlanta, man, bad for real. And
I
Okay.
think
he over.
my question I would ask Tupac is, was he finna leave Death Row?
Oh,
'Cause
the
that's
real
another
of it.
question that people really wanted to know. Because there's so many rumors of he was going to leave and this and that. So I would literally ask him, like, what was your mind state of even going to Death Row?
Okay.
Because I feel like that
Well,
part of Death Row I would feel like would has been his demise
Oh,
somewhat to his story. So
see,
yeah, I would ask him, was it just a move of wanting to get out of prison that made you do that, or was it some type of stake that you had being with Death Row that you wanted to do?
I
So
think it was mostly getting out of
that
prison.
that would be a really good question. I'm
Yeah,
here to say, to be a bunch of people that say that he was. Snoop even said that he was leaving, right?
yeah. See, it
Um.
was it was like this, and if you really paid attention to Dre
Mhm.
when they first got mixed up with Suge,
Right.
it was a good idea until they seen how the label was ran.
Right.
yeah,
That's when it changed.
right.
Right.
Same thing for Tupac. How it was being ran, how you know, the stuff that was going on
Mhm.
behind that label, he didn't want no part of it no more.
Right.
Right.
Right, he wanted to get away from it. But
Oh,
hey, he you
No, but that's an interesting point. I
yeah,
like that you did that because none of our guests has actually
mm,
flipped the script and asked us a question. So I appreciate that. That was pretty
yeah,
dope right
yep,
there.
most definitely.
okay, so I would say, right? I would say that when you meet Jeezy and when you do interview, um I think that it would have to be you need to study how you're gonna get that question out to get him to answer.
Oh yeah, make sure I ease into that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you
yeah,
probably couldn't just straight ask them
Yeah,
because
nah,
sometimes
nah,
they
nah,
avoid those questions. So
nah,
you got to
nah.
yeah.
cleverly
What's
think
that
about
build?
Yeah,
how you would ask them that
yeah,
question to get the answer that you desire.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. What you gonna build?
And for me being down here and around when all that happened, so I actually know how to get it where he probably can answer it to my extent. Put it that
That's
way.
what's up.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. That's dope though. I like that
Yeah.
concept. And you gave me another concept too that I just thought about that I'm gonna do, like especially like when we interview people of fashion. I'm
Mhm.
finna start getting like 3 pictures of the craziest shit and I'm gonna show them to y'all and ask y'all for y'all opinions
Right.
on what y'all doing. You
Yeah.
know, or who, what, like if it's a
Uh,
crazy outfit, I'm gonna get y'all opinion on what's your thoughts on that outfit. That's a new something I'm gonna add in. You just made me think of that tonight.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
So
man,
so
huh?
so wait, one more thing. Y'all
Uh-huh.
right, y'all's wrapping up, huh? Okay.
Go ahead, go ahead.
So how many women, excuse me, have you interviewed on your show? And are you gonna broaden out more? Like how did you on the air wise, how did you guys enjoy or not enjoy this interview? What was your do? Did you figure out any do's and don'ts? What, like, did I bring anything to you? You just told me one thing that
Yeah.
you went right.
Yeah.
Never get into renting Airbnb.
No, I didn't
No,
say
you ain't the first person to tell me that. The guy I work for, he had one too. He told me the pitfall. He was like, never again. He got out of it too. He
yeah.
said, never again. He
It's
said,
not
man, they tear your place up. You gotta go there and clean up for the. He said it was just too much.
yeah.
So
And I think
yeah.
we've probably interviewed what, one, two, maybe about seven,
Seven.
Okay.
8 women.
Yeah. I think we done interview more women than men.
Probably, yeah. We probably have.
Yeah.
We
Y'all
don't, yeah,
might be
we done
leading
did
by
some.
maybe one or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But
Good.
yeah, no, you definitely gave me the idea as far as I want to start putting that on the screen. I'm gonna start asking my guests their opinions of certain issues like clothing, outfits, or whatever the case may be. So you made me think about that as well. I don't know, when we was talking about the fashion thing that just popped in my head. I said that would be a dope idea.
Right.
And to be honest with you, another things too is we just trying to we want to get a female co-host to host the show with us so that we can get a woman's perspective
Effective. Yeah.
on things as well. Cause like we had one person, one of our friends named Convo Cam came on and co-hosted one time, and it was a pretty dope show.
Okay.
But yeah, that was the only time she could do it. So yeah, we just looking a little bit more to get a woman's point of view. So I've
Hmm.
been scouring trying to find somebody that can do the Thursday show with us.
So you know what? And what you do is because we wanted me and my co-host was looking for a guy. So what you always do is you could say, "Hey, can you give me a 30-day run?" Do that. Get some women that are in the community that or girls that you might hear like, "Oh, I want to start a podcast." Put them on blast. give them an interview to see if they're a good fit. Because you guys are a good, good fit. You guys are doing really good. So, I suggest that, it doesn't have to be a consistent person. It just needs to be a consistency of a woman.
Yeah.
The audience is gonna tell you who they
Who's the
like.
best? Yeah, yeah. Them is
Yeah.
facts. Them
Yeah.
is facts.
Mhm.
I like
Yeah.
that.
I mean,
See, that's why.
and
That's exactly why I'm saying we need a woman's perspective on shit.
Yeah.
I mean, look at right now, Charlemagne and DJ Envy. They
Yeah.
not found. I honestly haven't even seen nobody on there that I would say they would fit. Maybe because I love Angela Yee
Hmm.
and I, respect all her work and what she brought to the. It was organic,
Right.
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So you
Exactly.
got to keep on going. It could take years for them to find an organic fit.
Yeah, because I seen some female that they had on there that was like they was trying to have co-hosts, but I didn't really like them. I'm like you. I guess I've grown accustomed to Angela Yee being on the
Yeah,
show, so it's gonna be a little odd, you
yeah,
know, for a minute for them guys.
yeah,
But it is what it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna take some of them techniques that you spoke on, and we're gonna get somebody on the platform. I mean, we've had several people that have shown great interest in it, but just not serious enough for
right.
what we need. So
Right.
yeah, I definitely appreciate that. And like I said, man, that was dope. You asked us some questions. Shit, we always asking the questions. We don't never get asked any kind of questions. So man, that was dope, and I appreciate that, man.
I'm glad I tapped into y'all's journalism a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it,
Mhm.
and I
Yeah, y'all
definitely
assignments.
definitely want to, like I said, man, let's continue to help each other in any kind of way that we possibly can. Cam HP, man, we finna do some great things, man. I got a couple new team members that's finna take us to the next level. It's finna be some great shit going on from us. So I definitely want to
Yeah.
stay tapped in and working with you to see how we can help each other in any kind of way that we possibly can.
And I
Yeah.
might be hitting you up for some clothes.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
I like
definitely.
I like tailor made shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Give
because
me,
I
give
was actually gonna ask you if you knew
Yeah.
you remember how they used to make they still make, but you know how they be doing like the Averex joints and shit. You know how to make the jackets and stuff like that.
I do, but I'm not perfect at that.
Okay,
But I do. I mean, I know how to definitely design. Like I can make you a mock up, put it like that. To
okay,
where you could actually like I could mock it up for you and you could send it off.
okay, okay,
Because that's one step to creating that people don't, really know. And it's like, oh, you could just make it and then just go. No, when you want to like a duplicate of something or you want it perfect, if I can't do that, I could definitely create the pattern for you. Put it like that.
okay.
Right.
Cool. All right, though. So that's good to know. So yeah, man, we've been talking about doing something like that for a minute. So we definitely gonna talk some business with you
All right.
Yes.
because we want exclusive shit. But
Exclusive.
yeah, definitely. So we're gonna go ahead and get you up out of here. I appreciate you tapping in, man. Yo, this is Danina Oma, the owner of Nila Mish,
Yep. Hey.
Hey.
author, landlord, all that good shit, man. Y'all tap
Yeah.
in with her, man. If anything that y'all, might need some answers to, or you got questions or want to know about the Airbnb experience or anything, this is definitely the person that you will want to tap in. And we appreciate you stopping in to New Music and Business Thursdays.
Most
All right.
definitely.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
All
holler
right.
at you.
All right.
All right, peace. But yeah, man. So yeah, that was dope. That was dope. So I'm gonna play this song. I'm not gonna play that. I know what you wanted to play
Yeah.
that, but somebody actually paid me to play a song, so I'm gonna
All
play that
right.
song. And this right here is from SP the Don out of Danville. Well, actually he lives in I think he lived down south somewhere, but he out of the Ville. This is
Mm-hmm.
my family right here. And he called this joint right here real N-word. You ready to get into it?
Yeah, let's
New
do
Music
it.
and Business Thursdays with Chaotic One and who?
Zilla.
the Don. SP the Don. That nigga Dro. Real nigga shit. Real nigga shit. I really play my position. These niggas be hating. Acting like bitches. I bought a new Glock. With an extension. And when it get to shoot, it really be switching. And when it get to shoot, it really be switching. I really play my position. These niggas be hating. Acting like bitches. I bought a new Glock. With an extension. And when it get to shoot, it really be switching. When it get to shoot, it really be switching. I came from the trench. When the bodies get found, dead in the ditches. I came from the niggas that came from the rags and riches. We're real dope boys. We fucking these niggas are bitches. And if you go walk in the shoe, go on and fit it. My Glock is a split. It's ready to kill them. And when it get to jerk, you know I won't miss. Mama said, you's a crazy son of a bitch. Till I leave a nigga dead. I really play my position. These niggas be hating. Acting like bitches. I bought a new Glock. With an extension. And when it get to shoot, it really be switch. When it get to shoot, it really be switch. A double cup, a yak of hair up in my cup. A blunt full of the lab, smelling like skunk. I roll up, you know, I pop in my trunk. Any bitch nigga that want it, nigga, you really busted up. End of your life, it's time to suck. So don't fuck with a nigga, really got them guts.
I really play
My
position.
position.
These niggas be hating,
Niggas be hating,
acting like bitches.
acting like bitches.
I got a new Glock
I got a new Glock
with an extension.
with an extension.
And when it get to shoot,
And when it get to shoot,
it really be split.
it really be switch. Really be switch.
When it get to shoot,
And when it get to shoot,
it really be switch.
Yeah, man. That was SP the Don. He called that joint right there real N words. Y'all know what it is, real N. I could say it, but real N word. Shout out SP the Don, straight out of the Ville. But I think he live down south now. I think he done moved or something like that. But out of the Ville, man. But man, tonight was an interesting show, man. We had the Nina Ulmer, owner of Neli Mish clothing line, author
of
what's her book called? I can't remember the name of it. Freshwater or something.
Freshwater in the Hood.
Yeah, something like that. She killing the game.
The Hood has
and
fresh water.
she gave us the
get that book.
downside to Airbnbs and properties and shit like that. So man, that was a dope interview tonight, you know. But definitely go ahead and hit that love, that like button, the mad, or whatever you want to do to show the algorithm that we are in the building doing what we do tonight. You know, we do this each and every Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all the way from Atlanta to Minnesota, man. You know, it goes down, baby. You know how we do this. You know, we got to get that weight up. You already know what it is, man. You want to give a shout out to anybody before we get out of here?
Man, I want to give a shout out to everybody that listened in tonight, man. Shout out to Danina. Yeah. Can't wait, boo. I'm going to hit you up. I want something exclusive for real. I'm an exclusive person. I love exclusive stuff. You know, I get my jewelry made by my girl Angie B out of Texas. So yeah, I'm hitting you up. I want something exclusive. So, and y'all go get that book, man. The Hood Has Fresh Water.
Yeah, the
That
hood has
sounds like a
fresh
good book
water.
too, for real.
Available on Amazon. She said on Amazon, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
on
y'all definitely
Amazon.
go and
Go
check
go
that
cop that,
out.
support her,
And
man.
I'm gonna be doing some stuff, like I said, to help push and promote our line. So, y'all
Yeah,
tap in. But yeah, cuz it's all love, man. You know what it is, man.
yeah.
It's New Music and Business Thursdays with Chaotic One and this guy over here.
Zilla.
And on that note, man, we gonna get the hell up out of here.
Oh, we gotta go play some music.
Peace. One
Hey.
love.